I'm Dave Gray, and this week I learned that you can get a Wi-Fi jammer on Temu and it will work. Apparently,
I'm Kevin Matthews, and this week I learned that if you get close enough to Javier Bardem, you can probably get a collar on him and have him housebroken within 2 days.
and this is Raiders of the Podcast
Yay!
mini-sode.
Yay!
So we've been talking about the new the Cape Fear series on Apple, and we are up on episode 4. Uh, we will always be a little behind because we record the same day the new episode drops, and it will drop as soon as we finish recording, so we can't talk about it. But we can talk about this episode. You want to give them a brief rundown, Kevin, or will you defer?
No, I can.
Nice.
So this episode has Anna, who's played by Amy Adams. She is still working hard to help free someone who is facing execution. And to do that, she may end up visiting someone who could respond better to the particular charms of someone like Max Cady, I think, is a polite way to put that. So, yeah, Javier
Yes.
Bardem still there as Katie. Patrick Wilson has paid someone so he can have a number of scenes where he's got his top off and he's looking muscular. Like there's no other reason for Patrick
No.
Wilson to be there laying those thirst traps.
You know what? That very well could be in either Amy Adams or Javier Bardem's contract. We need
Well,
topless
yeah,
Patrick Wilson. I'm
possibly.
not, eye candy is eye candy. If it works for you, it
Meantime,
works for you.
we have a continuing storyline with the son, Zach, played by Joe Anders, who is still struggling to really let go from his problematic issue he had with a young woman named Sophia. And the daughter of the family, Natalie, played by Lily Collias, has started to get really attached to. Now, how do you pronounce it? Neve?
Nevea.
Nevea.
It's heaven backwards. If you hadn't
Of
noticed,
course it is.
it's a very popular name among certain people.
Played by Malia Pels, and they're getting up to shenanigans,
By certain
to
people, I mean Floridians.
put it mildly. Oh, is it? Oh, I genuinely had no idea, and I hadn't even spotted it was heaven backwards. While
Gen-
it's looked at it.
More widely Southerners. Basically, once you hit either Virginia all the way down, you'll find a fair number of Nevaehs.
I'm still enjoying Cape Fear. I think I I kind of like the fact that it it is sort of, in a way, it's almost like stretching things in a number of different directions that strings that could easily snap back and just shatter the core of it. So you're watching these different characters be either manipulated or dig holes for themselves in different ways. Uh, But it doesn't feel like, oh, we need 8 or 10 episodes, or whatever. We've got to follow this character for a while and fill out the time with this material. It definitely feels like, these people are all part of a family that wasn't exactly, gelled together with the strongest crazy glue from the start. And as these cracks are happening, it just sort of really coats the bigger issues and like bright neon paint. So I like that. None of it feels like extraneous or completely unnecessary. Particularly, there could have been uh, there could have been something that already felt a bit tired and lazy about how they've made use of a plot line with the son here, and I think it's playing out quite well. I think they're letting him play it quite well. as in he is still a teen who has regrets and doesn't, but he still doesn't view himself as necessarily like, you know, as bad a person as others will. His parents obviously have that protective view, so they don't either. But the way we are watching the show and the way we are very much more attuned to these things in the current climate and as adults and separate from a family unit, we know that, you know, he's not doing himself any favors if he keeps trying to, you know, fix something that he really just needs to kind of draw a line under and focus on, like, you know, doing better and changing himself. So that's, I've actually been really interested every time they've circled back to that plot and seen how it's played out. Mostly because I was kind of waiting for them to drop the ball on it, thinking, you know, when, you know, when's the shoe going to come off their foot, as it were. But it's been good. I thought his scenes with his dad, I mean, I thought him and Patrick Wilson were actually, you know, they were working really well together. Patrick Wilson is really good at being the, you know, this dad who I I don't think he is, you know, an uncaring or typically bad father compared to other melodramas or films that we've seen these kind of characters in. But he, you know, he is still a step removed, and he, it's clear that he has also spent a lot of time being selfish or focused elsewhere. So, in the moments where he is trying to be connected with his son, and he is trying to find common ground or or help in a way that he thinks maybe therapy isn't, um, I think those scenes are good, and I think it's probably like the best stuff Wilson's done for quite some time, considering he's just been like, you know, superhero exorcist Ed Warren in movies for so many of the past few years. I
Well,
like that.
I mean, Wilson's always really he has two modes. He has every guy dad and psycho pervert, and he does a nice balance between those two sides in this one so far.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember any psycho pervert roles apart from Hard Candy. Or are you just, because of Ed Warren's past, is
I mean, Ed
putting
Warren,
that
but
in the
I
mix?
no,
Yeah.
not just that one. God, there was another one, and I am brain farting on his film roles overall. I mean, Hard Candy definitely, but also
Yeah.
I can't remember. He's you know what? Fuck him. He's one of the producers of the Lost Boys musical, so you know I there's something going on there. That that's all I'm saying. Who was he in Little? I don't remember who was in Little Children. Isn't he? He's icky in that one too, isn't he? Or is he just the dad? I haven't seen that since it was new, so you know
Oh,
whatever.
I can't remember. No, he's probably icky because
Yeah.
that was that time when they didn't necessarily automatically make Jude Law icky, did they? And he's in that as
Right.
well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is in that as well. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I was to toss a coin and pick who was going to be the icky one, it would be Patrick Wilson for that one, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, and he's kind of icky in the Alamo, and he's icky in Phantom of the Opera. Although I don't think he's supposed to be, but he is icky in Phantom of the Opera, and you know.
But when it comes to rest, I still like. Yeah, I just think they've really. I think they've nailed the casting here, and that's a big part of it. I like the fact that, to me, and you might feel differently, Dave. I meant to ask you about this. I like that this still feels more ambiguous with Katie. Not in every regard, but he, you know, this this wouldn't have worked if it had the character as, say, De Niro played him, being quite overtly sort of more crude and, you know, with the chip more visible on the shoulder, let's say. I like the fact that it's maybe helped by just Bardem's natural charm. I don't know, but he's certainly still savvy enough to be acting pleasant and charming to those that he's having more than one encounter with. There are people that he basically tells to fuck off. And there was one
Yeah.
great scene in this where he's talking to a guy at a car sales showroom that was just, I mean, it was brilliant and horrible, and it works because it's Bardem ready to give a kind of big grin at the end of it as well. But I like with other people that he's maintaining contact with and sort of having that relationship with. He's just doing enough to keep them on the back foot and have them wondering, well, have I misinterpreted everything that I've ever worried about, or is he still going to have a problem with this? So I like that. But do you think it is playing that way in certain ways, or do you think you're just like, no, he's Max Cady, he's going,
Well,
that's it.
I mean, they keep introducing some interesting twists to the character. I I am still of the opinion that no, he's Max Cady. He's no, of course somebody else might be pulling the strings. I don't know what the plan is. Like I don't know if this is going to be a one and done season or if they're planning on doing a second season or something. I don't know. I have stayed totally ignorant of the wider meta narrative. So, it's probably going to be a one and done. God, if it's not, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous whatever they do.
Yeah,
I,
I think hopefully it's a
yeah.
one and done, and if they keep it going well to the end, they can go out on a high and be like, whatever they want to do next.
Yeah, um yeah, I'm really digging it though so far. I do I think that uh like in maybe the original Max Cady is a little bit better for me, Robert Mitchum's version, but
Hmm.
Bardim's is excellent. He is a psychopath on a level you rarely see on television in the US. I guess streaming also. I'm digging it. I'm digging it quite a bit. They're still underusing CCH Pounder though.
Yeah, yeah. Again, she is. It's kind of like that. When you watch a found footage movie and they've got a good reason for keeping filming. I like the fact that CCH Pounder's character crops up enough to be saying like, well, mine just, give him sweet. He's helping us at the minute. We're getting great optics. We're doing this. We're doing that. It feels like it. It's all helping to keep these characters together until whatever horrible horror happens.
Yeah, yeah, it's I'm digging it quite a bit. I think I'm saying this wrong. Malia Piles, who plays Nevea, is really good. I haven't seen her in anything else that I can think of off the top of my head. Um, oh, she was in the Batwoman TV show and How to Get Away with. Well, one episode of that I don't even remember, but um, I think she's a young talent doing well. I think Lily Colias is doing really well so far. Her storyline shaping up to be interesting, seeing how she's starting to rebel, which I can only assume is for the first time ever, given what they've said previously.
Hmm.
Um, I'm still not sold on Joe Anders in his role. He's just, and I'm going to be really fair here. It's a pretty thankless part. He's supposed to be flat and going through some shit, but I'm not feeling it with him. He's just kind of there. So I'm waiting to see how it develops. I do think Patrick Wilson was really good with his scene with him in the pool. I think that was really, he really rocked that scene.
Yeah.
Um, Amy Adams is always great. She's Amy Adams, Jamie Hector is the third guy that works with Pounder and Adams, and he's been good in his small bits. I'm curious to see what they do with him as
Hmm.
it goes along. Um, I didn't write it down, but the both the two other guys that were central to this episode, the convict and the guy they went to speak to, and I should have written down the
The
actors'
com
names.
the convict's Ruben, isn't it?
Right, the convict
Ruben
is
Ramirez,
Ruben
Roberto
Ramirez,
Sanchez.
Okay, Roberto Sanchez, and they're talking to
Peter Mason. Peter
yes,
Macon plays Pitt Smiley.
Pitt Smiley, right? Pitt. I remember the character's name. I couldn't remember. I didn't write down the actor's name, but they're both excellent. They're both really good. Uh, to the point that like it's kind of a shame we won't see them again. Their scenes are excellent, and they're used in a way that really sheds light on both um, Max Cady character and what he's been up to while in prison, and Hannah Boden's character and what she's willing to do to advance her career. I also think the stuff they're starting to set up with the surprise returning actor is shaping up to be an interesting little question mark.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know if it's just because everything else is working, but that could have easily felt, you know, pandering.
Yeah,
You know,
it, it,
like just an easy option. It's really,
it
yeah,
could,
it's working really well for me though.
but they're using her in a way that is unexpected. You
Yes.
know, like yeah, they could have just cast her and been like, she's the dead wife, and you'll see her just occasionally, or she's got a quick scene with it, which is a knowing nod. But instead, they're doing something interesting and unexpected with both Katie's history and the actor. So I'm really enjoying that. I can't wait to see where that goes. Um, I'm looking at the cast list now, which I should have looked at before, but there's still some solid actors that haven't even shown up yet. Like there's a lot of parts moving that I think are hopefully leading to something good. Uh, I'm fully on board now. It's just cheesy enough, and it is just pulpy enough, and it is not quite sweaty enough for a Dixie Fried thriller for me. It should be a little sweatier, but we'll see. We're only on episode 3 or 4. I'm sorry, we're only on episode 4. We've got we've got 6 more to go. I really liked a lot of what they set up in this one, and especially there's a lot of smaller moments, like when Nevaeh and the daughter have broken into the house, and she pulls out that big fucking knife because she is actually ready to kill someone,
Yes.
but they don't
Yeah.
draw attention to it. There's little bits with Max that I think work really well. The interaction with him and the car salesman that you mentioned earlier, and when we see him later watching the setup, there's just little bits. This Max is far more dangerous, I think, than the other. Not to say the other 2 Max Cadys, well, 3 including the book, weren't dangerous in their own right. They certainly are. This one's just a little bit more vicious and a little bit less force of violent nature. So far, we'll see how it goes.
It's it's kind of impressive that they've got they've got everything in there to keep, I would say, the likes of us happy. And you've read the book, haven't you?
I have
Maybe
the
you'll be shocked to
Executioners.
know I have not yet read the book, but I've seen the previous 2 movie versions. But they've got plenty in there to keep us happy, and yet, yeah, when most scenes play out, you're never entirely sure which way it's going to go at the end of a scene. Whether it's Katie and people, whether it's the daughter and her bit of rebellion, even with the relationships between Patrick Wilson and Amy Adams. So it's quite a good way they've set everything up to be able to sort of push things in any one of a dozen different directions.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting ways it could go. So I'm really hoping it stays on. Nick Anacosta, the creator and showrunner for this version, did he's done some interesting stuff. He did the Channel Zero for God, what was that? Sci-fi? Was that sci-fi, or was it originally?
Maybe. I think I
Yeah.
only ever watched
uh,
Candle Cove was first season, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Is that
It
Channel
was.
Zero?
That was
Yeah.
Channel Zero. Channel Zero did it, like I think there's 3 seasons, and all 3 seasons or there's 4 seasons, and all the seasons are interesting. and decently done. I mean, they're not great, but they're for basic cable horror show. They're not bad. He did A Friend of the Family, which is interesting. He did The Act on Hulu, which has been pretty good, and Brand New Cherry Flavor, which I enjoyed, but a lot of people did not over on Netflix. So I mean, he's got a solid track record. So I'm really curious to see how it goes from here.
Same. And if we keep agreeing, and if Craig and Tyler disagree, then we'll just bump them from the chat. Fuck them.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel that feels good. That feels
can
right.
join the last few episodes. Be like, no, you don't
No,
get to disagree by the time things change in the second
no,
half
you
of the
need to.
season.
That's right. You need to pass the quiz first. But yeah, I'm fully invested here, and I didn't expect to be. I really had trepidation, so I'm excited for the next one. And with that said, do you want to give them an abbreviated business?
Sure, yeah. Like, subscribe, and give us nice thoughts wherever you find podcasts. Where we are Raiders of Podcast. We're on Facebook. You can email us raidersofpodcast@gmail.com. Ask us questions, request movies. We might even check them out. And we're on Instagram, Raiders_of_the_podcast. I think there's still a Blue Sky. I'm
There
on
is.
Mastodon. We're all dotted about the social media stars that are still shining bright, and we avoid the ones that smell of shit and capitalism and Nazis.
Yay! All right, I'll talk to you next week.
See ya.